Hey chaps and chapesses, I'm just doing a couple of reviews today, one of them is going to be, I've just done Ood for Greatness, Ood for Glory, but this is another one that I really wanted to do, and that is a clone of Initio's Side Effect. Now again, when this came out, I hadn't heard of this until this one came out, and this one is After Effect by, I think it's Fragrance World. I think. Hold on. Or one of them. I'll work it out in a minute. Anyway, so once that one had come out, I saw a lot of people saying how good this was. There is another one out as well by someone at Aftermath, I think. But I picked this one up, and I liked it enough that I thought, and I think I paid about 35 quid for it, something like that. I liked it enough, so I got a sample of Side Effect. And I must admit, I don't think I hadn't given this enough time to settle before I got the sample. Because when I got the sample, I mean, obviously I like that one, but when I got the sample, that tasted, and eat, drink the damn stuff, that fragrance really felt a lot higher, much higher quality. So I decided to buy a bottle. What's happened in the meantime, I've owned this for about 4 months now. What's happened in the meantime is they've certainly got a lot closer. This one's certainly matured, and I think you have to take that into consideration when you're buying, let's face it, cheapies, like dupes. You've got to take that into consideration. So okay, so let's get on with what I'm doing. So I'm not here to do the note breakdown and all that razzmatazz, because there's a million videos of it and they're going to do it far better than me. What I'm here to do is show you might be considering buying, you might really want this and be considering buying something like this. So I'm going to help you out with there, I hope. So basically, if I just review this one as a standalone, so forget that that's even a thing. As a standalone, presentation's lovely. I mean, it's very similar to the Oud for Glory that I've got by Lattafa and their other. I mean, I think I've got 4 of their range. It's very similar. I mean, like scarily similar. So it's a nice glass bottle, nice metal. Sort of faceplate wraps all around. It's lovely. Spray quality is excellent. Now, when I first got this, I didn't think it smelled quite perfumery sort of alcohol-y, a bit too much of that. But I left it for 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, I could tell that I liked the actual, when it had dried down, I liked that enough to get the sample. So, but I tell you what, this stuff it's really nice. It's really smooth. It's a very nice fragrance. And is it worth the £35 you'll be paying for it? Boy, oh boy, yes it is. Right, so if I move on to Initio Side Effect, when I first bought this, I think I paid 260 quid, something like that. This was everything that I hoped it would be, because I had the little sample anyway. So that kind of gave me an idea it was going to be great. And it was just so far removed from that. This gave me the idea of what this should be, and it was everything that I wanted it to be. So I was really pleased. It's a stunning fragrance. I mean, please go and see one of the other reviewers. They'll do a far better note breakdown than I will. But it's beautiful. It's everything they say. That Aaron Terence Hughes, he does a really good breakdown of this. I mean, he put this as one of his favourites ever, I think, and he does a great review. Yeah, and it's everything he says, it's everything they say. It is stunning, boozy, sweet, performance wise it's long lasting. It's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Really pleased. I actually bought this for my wife, and cause obviously I can have the odd spray every now and again, and she was made up with it, as I would bloody well hope she was. So now, if I'm going to now compare the two, if you've seen my Greatness review, which I've only put up today, comparing it to Oud for Glory, you'll notice that there was some, I think I rated that about 70-75% different. There were some differences in there. But I'm going to do the same thing here now with this. We'll do one spray on each. match all that. Lovely. And we'll do one of this one. It's a bit less of a spray, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. So we're good. So when I initially picked this one up, tiny little bit of a rubbery smell, tiny bit. That, again, that's just the way these things are blended. Oh, straight away, bang. It's gone into that sort of boozy sweet. Boozy sweet, that's how I'd nail this one. Let's go over to the Initio. Again, very similar in the sense that with the Oud for Greatness against Oud for Glory, this goes smoother quicker. This is, again, it's a smoother blend than that. Straight away you can smell it smoother. But it's, again, boozy sweet. Let's go with that. But then when you come back, and what's it been, 30, 45 seconds? No, that's boozy sweet. Boozy, sweet, smooth. Let's say if the highest smooth rating is 10, that's 7. That's 9. So, but with these two, compared to Greatness and Glory, there is so little difference between the breakdown of notes that, to my nose, they're so close. I mean, just let's people up percentages, 90% close. Let's go back again. Boozy, sweet, with a slight, almost like a small push of oudness. It won't be oud. It's 35 quid. It's not going to be real oud. But this is boozy, sweet, with a push of almost like vanilla-y, tiny bit of vanilla maybe behind it. If that had a little bit of an oud-like substance, this is, yeah, that's just adding to the smoothness. So they're, can't knock myself out here smelling these in. But yeah, so let's look at the closeness of it. So scent, I've worn them both, so I can tell you how they perform. This one, I get a good 8+ hours. Good 8+ hours. Projects really well for, I would say, again, 3 to 4 decent projection. Leaves a good scent trail. I don't smell it on the clothes the next day. Don't smell it on my, I mean, I tend to spray in there, and I can wake up in the morning and obviously before I have a shower, and I don't smell it. It's not sitting in there anymore, so it's not a skin scent anymore in the morning. But very decent. This one I get, and this is the newer formulation. Let's not go down that road about reformulations, but it is anyway. And I get, I mean, the first time I wore it, I was very interested to see how it performed compared to that. This one, I think getting 12 to 14 hours on my skin. I put it on at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and that was still there. You know, but when I was going to bed, and that's 12 to 14 hours later, it was still there, and I could just detect it still in here when I woke up the next morning. Detect it reasonably easily. I almost have to bury my nose in. Projection, I get massive projection off this, and my skin isn't a huge projecting skin. I must have quite dry skin, but I was getting a good 6 hours, 6+ hours of projection. In fact, I did 4 sprays, one each side of the neck, one in there, and that I realised when I'd sprayed it, it felt like I'd sprayed too much, which is, and 4 is normally the minimum I'd ever roll with. So whereas this I would definitely do 6 sprays, 6 to 7. But in conclusion, this is £35. £35. It fluctuates a bit. This is 260. Is it worth spending the extra money on that? Well, that's a choice you're going to have to make, because it's certainly not worth it from a scent profile point of view. This is not £230 worse than that. It just isn't. So I guess it's going to have to come down to preference for you guys, really. I get a bit of joy knowing I've bought the real thing because I collect them to a degree. So that's why I'm happy to keep this. And as I did touch on the other video, it's not like I would have to justify, oh well, this is much better because I paid 206 quid for it. It damn well better be better, because you can always sell these things if you're on a decent forums on Facebook. With a good guy, good bunch of people, you can always move this stuff on. I could decant 10 mil out of it and knock it out for 220 quid probably, to trusted people on there. So it's not like you can't get out of jail. You're not sold on it. You're not stuck with it if you don't really want something. But I'm very happy to keep it, especially now I've given it to the missus, because she might have something to say if I then took it back. But I would suggest that with Oud for Greatness and Oud for Glory, I recommended 100%. If you like Oud for Glory, Greatness is definitely worth it. To me, it's worth the extra money. It's just that many levels above. With this, I couldn't tell someone, you're going to get your money's worth. You're not, unless it's a hobby and something you really want to buy. They're very, very close. Let's just go back one more noseberry. See, it's smooth, boozy, sweet. It's smooth, boozy, sweet, but a notch higher. It's just a notch smooth. With this, it just comes down to the smoothness. Maybe there's slight, I'm probably wrong, a slight vanilla-y behind it, which is helping with the smoothness. That some sort of oud replacement chemical in that. But I've got to say they're 90-95% close. So obviously that would be up to you to make your mind up which one you want, where you want to go. But all I would say 100% is if you buy this and you wanted to know, would you like that? Oh yeah, 100%. It's that close. So, I hope this review's helped, and this comparisons from review. Any questions, please feel free to comment. Thanks very much. See you next time.